My name is Mark Steinberg. I'm pleased to serve our congregation on your Board of Trustees. We acknowledge the history and are grateful for the privilege of living on the traditional territory of those indigenous tribal nations who have inhabited and cared for this land and who presently reside among us. We honor their struggles and perseverance. We are a joyful community, united in covenant, grounded in love, and committed to spiritual growth, inclusion, and justice. Whoever you are, whatever your age, skin color, gender identity, and chosen beliefs, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, whatever the cultures and languages of your ancestors, and the abilities or disabilities you hold, you are welcome here. In these challenging times, when authoritarian forces are causing chaos, fear, and division, our UU values call us to respond with courage and clarity through resistance and resilience. We do this by showing up for one another, respecting the inherent worth and dignity of every person, exercising our democratic rights, and promoting love, truth, peace, and justice, even when doing so is difficult. Newcomers and visitors, there are flyers available at the newcomer table in the foyer where you can learn more about what to expect and how to connect at our church. Please also fill out the welcome side of the blue sharing slips accompanying the order of service, and leave them with the ushers as you exit the sanctuary after the service. If you're watching online and want more information, please email us at visitor@uucw.org. The nursery opened at 9:45 this morning for children up to age 5. Older children will leave the service for religious education classes after the Worship for All Ages segment. The YRUU group will also meet at 11:30. The worship exploration table over in the corner has some activities to help keep busy hands occupied. The service is also being shown in our community room if you need to step out for any reason. Please join us for coffee, tea, and conversation after the service in the community room. You can gather there or hang out in the sanctuary or library. Challenge yourself to talk to someone who you have not yet met. Let's build community together. Announcements accompanying today's order of service list many opportunities to get involved in our community. For those watching on live stream, they can also be found in our e-news on our website. I will call out just a few. Under item 2 in the announcements, there are several opportunities in the community room after service to get involved. The Campus Master Plan team has a table where members can stop by to help with the process of envisioning how our buildings and grounds can support our mission and UU values over time. This is a long-range outlook into a vision of how we would like our entire footprint to look going forward, including the environmental sustainability aspects of our property. You can also stop by the gratitude banner to share gratitude for a volunteer by expressing your appreciation either for an individual or a group that helps make our church life better. There's also a table sponsored by the campus team, and they are always looking for more help to assist Vicki with various chores around the church. We have, for instance, a campus cleanup that's coming up on May 30th, so please stop by if you're interested and sign up to help. And lastly, you can learn more about RE, religious education, by visiting the community room as well. There will be a table there, and of course, we have our Director of Lifespan Religious Education with us, Dave Cicero. Lastly, Rev Jill is nearing the 2-year mark for her ministry, her shared ministry work here at UUCW, and she is holding open conversation opportunities on June 4th and June 14th. More details are on item 9 on the announcements. And now let's settle in as we continue today's service with our call to worship.
Good morning. My name is Eileen Gleeson, and my pronouns are she and her, and I'm a member of our worship ministry team that coordinates services when our minister, the Reverend Jill Braithwaite, is not in the pulpit. Our guest speaker this morning is Roshi Shokan Muishitzu, which translates as true man of no rank with clear insight. But we also know him as Erich Moraine. Erich is an ordained community minister affiliated with Lake Country Unitarian Universalist Church, where he supports the senior minister in providing Sunday morning services and pastoral care, and in leading the Kintsugi Sangha, which is the repair of broken things that we have experienced a little bit thanks to Dave a while back. He is a member of the Unitarian Universalist Buddhist Fellowship and of the Unitarian Universalist Society of Community Ministers. He also works as an independent research glassblower, which is interesting, you should ask him about it, and lives with his wife in a rural farmhouse somewhere west of here. Our friendship goes back many years when our children were growing up together in this church, and I have been so excited since I asked him to come and speak with us today for his message of peace in the times that we are experiencing today. So now let us take a moment to center ourselves for worship with the following words from John LaRue and Lynette Rowe. Welcome to this space, this sanctuary of peace, where we come not only to create our best selves, but to also do the work of creating a beloved community. We come together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and colors, all of which are broken with imperfect, jagged edges, but always beautiful. While our pieces may not always fit neatly together, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our principles, that we gather together to create a beautiful mosaic. May the brokenness and beauty you find in one another create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we create worship together. So now, Mark, if you would assist me with our chalice lighting, and the rest of you please join me in the words for our chalice lighting by Melanie Davis that are printed in your order of service. If ever there were a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice. All right, please now stand as you are willing and able, and let us join together in singing A Just Peace, which is found on the yellow insert in your order of service.
Peace is not the silence after battle, when the vanquished live their lives in fear. Peace comes when we nurture, care for others, find humanity behind their tears. Peace is not a quiet resignation in the face of anguish and despair. Peace comes when we lend our voice to others, lifting up their suffering and their cares. Peace is not an ordered way of living, realized through systems that oppress. Peace comes when we foster means to flourish, giving ways for all goods to possess. Peace is not mere tolerance of others, choosing to ignore and not engage. Peace comes when we see in one another neighbors all in life from age to age.
Good morning. I am Dave Cicero, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and my pronouns are he and him. So it's a challenging world, and we live challenging lives. We all have our troubles, right? I'm always happy for the reminder to get back to finding peace within myself. As I was figuring out how to introduce the story today, I remembered attending a peace rally. Must have been 2003. I think it was probably the start of the Iraq War. I brought my 5-year-old daughter with me, and she saw me making a sign as we were getting ready to go, and she said, "I want a sign too." I said, "Okay, what should your sign say?" Remember, this is a rally asking for peace. What kind of peace do you want? She said, "I want peace and quiet." So that was her sign, peace and quiet. But today I'm going to read a book called I Am Peace, a book of mindfulness. It's by Susan Verdi, illustrated by Peter Reynolds, published by Abrams Children's Books. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor, being carried away. I give myself a moment, take a breath, and then tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet, steady myself, and start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear as I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and its strength. I can connect to nature. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. And now the water is still. I've found my anchor, and everything is all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I'm in this moment. I am peace. Now I share my peace with others and hope that it's carried away to those who need it. And I dream. We are peace. So this past month, as spring has broken, I've been able to get out into my backyard and do some typical cleanup stuff. And I'm always amazed at my own reaction to being on the grass, crawling around in the dirt. There's nowhere else I need to be or go in those moments. It's less of an escape from life, I think, than a recharge to re-engage with life. And so I hope that you have a place to do that, an opportunity to do that yourself. And I wonder how and where you find you are peace. And that is the end of our story. And Trent agreed to light our lantern. Now would be a good time to do that. And he'll lead us out. And if you're going to our religious education classes, if you would please come forward and follow Trent out into the lobby. He will get that lit. In the meantime, I'll ask you to please join me in singing our recessional. I believe the words are in your order of service. As you go, may joy surround you. As you go, go in peace. Know our love is with you always. As you go, as you go. Thank you.
All right. Well, this is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to share significant events of joy and concern from our individual lives. When we share, either in writing or by speaking aloud, we build community and allow others to know us better and hold their thoughts in our hearts. In a moment, you will be invited to come to this mic to share aloud. When we share aloud, what we share aloud is only for the ears of those gathered now, both in person and online. It will not be included in the posted video of the service. What you share in writing via the blue slip will be shared as you indicate, in the e-news, with our lay pastoral care team, or just with Reverend Jill. So, if you'd like to share aloud, come here to the candles, or if you wish to remain standing, the ushers are ready to bring you a mic. I'll light a candle for you, and after each sharing, I invite you all to respond with me. We hold you in love. One last candle for all the joys and concerns that we aren't ready to share publicly. We hold those in our hearts as well. We hold you in love. Please remain seated now and join in our singing meditation, Carry Me, found on the purple insert in your order of service. Purple or gray, I don't know. It looks kind of lavender to me right now. Anyway, please join us.
Oh, my heart, carry me through this world of dark and light. In my grief, let me heal, grant me peace. In my joy, let me soar as a hawk in azure sky. Healing heart, my ever friend, carry me.
Good morning, friends. So this poem was written by Ada Limon. She was the 24th Poet Laureate of the United States and the first Latina woman to hold that post. And she wrote that she created this poem in praise of how a very ordinary yet utterly miraculous thing brought her back to life after a very hard winter. And it is titled, Instructions on Not Giving Up. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple trees, more than the neighbors' almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy-colored blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains, it's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets, leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of the aftermath, the leaves come. Patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us. A return to the strange idea of continuous living despite the mess of us, the hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the tree seems to say. A new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all.
Wow, nicely said. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for the privilege of being able to be here and celebrate this morning with you. I was asked to talk a little about finding peace in difficult times. I'd like very much to say that there's a quick fix to regaining balance and a clear path back to normalcy. The sad truth is, honestly, I don't think I can say that. I'm not sure that this quick fix exists. These truly are difficult times. But there is good news. There are things we can do, things that we can do differently, hopefully to stay more balanced through all of this craziness. So first, a bit of focus adjustment. Sharon Shallcross says, it's not true that everything is bad. We live in a unique, amazing moment in history, in 300,000 years of human existence. No one has seen what you have seen, and much of that is very positive. This is the first generation to see real images of black holes, to watch a rover send live video back from the surface of Mars, to hold the sum of human knowledge in your pocket, to sequence all 3.1 billion base pairs of the human genome, and much less do it in just a few days. To speak face to face instantly with someone on the other side of the planet for free. From virtually anywhere, there is cell phone coverage. To have survived a global pandemic with vaccines developed in under a year. We are living in one of the most accelerated periods of change our species has ever experienced. The question is whether you are awake enough to experience it all. Are you noticing all of it? So next comes another focus adjustment. You may be thinking, well, it's all well and good to marvel at the wonders of living in the future. We all watch the Jetsons at some point or another. But what about this democratic system of governance that's under the most severe attack it's ever experienced? Maybe for the first time in this country's history, it seems clear that the next generation will likely not be better off than we are. And looking out to the horizon, all I see is more of the same. I hate to say it, but the constant attacks on truth, honesty, and infrastructure are becoming a bit crazy-making for me. Anxiety levels are through the roof. Therapists have never been busier. It is a unique moment in history, truly, truly. but it doesn't feel so good. Could it please stop? Or at least, I'd like to say, could I feel differently about it? So what's happening? Why is it that I feel this way? And what seems to be happening for most of us, that feeling of almost constant discomfort, angst, and fear of what news, the next day's news cycle will bring, that comes through this massive decentralized information system that has arisen. Internet-driven, motivated purely by contact time, and relentless in its pursuit of market share. Almost anything, anywhere on the face of the planet can be delivered to our awareness in a matter of minutes if it's deemed click-worthy, if it's watchable, if it triggers fear or outrage in enough viewers. We'll get to see it soon enough. Quick quiz, quick show of hands. Before this week, how many of you knew where Watertown, Wisconsin was? Right? Or that it had a high school? Or that that high school had a band, right? A small town local event directly impacting only a small number of people, and yet, by this morning, much of the country knows about what happened at that board meeting. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just want to point out something like this is now a thing. It's a possibility. And until recently, information dissemination this fast was actually impossible. Thanks to the incredible emergent structure that's arising, which we call the media, it's become normal to get tiny news from far away, hyper-fast. Newsworthy, click-worthy, or ad-selling content now moves at the speed of light anywhere, like I said, anywhere there is cell phone coverage. The ecosystem within which this media functions has the same motivators as does biological life. Do whatever it takes to survive. If a response increases the chances of survival, do it. And this means find enough food, find enough fuel to stay alive. The fuel of carbon-based life information systems is food, and the fuel of silicone-based information systems, like the media, is engagement time. Followers, subscribers, Patreon members, click-through rates, and contact time. So let's dive in a little bit deeper and see, how does this work? One of the best ways to create more engagement is to trigger our fight, flight, and freeze responses. Once it's delivered some awful bit of news, my sense of safety has been challenged, and I react in fear or outrage regardless of how distant that news event is from me. The media now has my undivided attention. And this is where we modern humans get into trouble, because our biology makes no distinction between a menacing news headline, a threatening email, or a pair of tiger eyes lurking in the bushes. As crazy as it may sound, a threat, whether it's ancient or contemporary, is processed the same way by our ancient nervous system. Pattern recognition identifies a threat and triggers a survival response, fight, flight, or freeze, and hopefully we avoid death. Now, there are multiple issues with this threat identification system. The only one I have time for this morning is to look into, so how often does this happen? Right? Lately, it seems that events happen several times an hour. Another breaking news headline, another Truth Social post, another regulatory agency shut down, another ICE raid, another spam text trying to scare me into giving just $5 more to save the nation from certain disaster. That's not how it used to be thousands of generations ago back in the African savannas. The triggers did not come as often or as fast. So what if we paid no attention to what's being fed to us by the media? What if we just cancel it all? Cancel your news feed, pay no attention to politics, stick to gardening, stay in your backyard, and forget about the rest of the world. I mean, that would likely ease your angst, except for tomato cutworms and snails and things, right? On the other hand, I believe that we have an obligation to help. Our UU core values of equity, pluralism, interdependence, transformation, justice, and generosity I mean, they require engagement with, not just detachment from, concerning societal issues. To accept this obligation, we need to help. Right? We are obligated to do what we can, do all we can. Look around, people. It's the 11th hour. We don't have any more time. Anything less than 100% isn't enough. Give till it hurts and then give 10% more. And for the love of all that is sacred, why are you sitting on that retirement fund, hogging all that money for yourself? Cash it in now. Fund the candidate that'll save the country from collapse. Support the organization that will stop this tragic slide into misery. Help the one true and only shining light upon the hill. Give it all to Church West. Now, while the Finance Committee chair might disagree with me, I'm going to suggest this give-it-all strategy is not the way to a more peaceful life. And neither is the other extreme, to walk away from it all. Extreme thinking is young thinking, childlike thinking, binary thinking. And this situation requires mature, more nuanced thinking. Instead of all or nothing, I invite you to consider the middle way, which is actually the nickname for Buddhism. Did you know that? Not one extreme or the other, right? Don't entirely stop paying attention, but likewise don't let it completely consume you either. Regain your balance, re-regulate, regain homeostasis. Webster's says homeostasis is the process by which a living organism maintains a stable, relatively constant internal environment, such as temperature, nutrient levels, pH, and I'll add peacefulness, and does this in spite of changes in external conditions. Sounds good. Unfortunately, the media doesn't care if you're well-regulated or not. It doesn't care if you're happy or sad, if you're balanced or tipped over. All that media cares about is your engagement, your contact time, your ad dollars. The media has no interest in your long-term mental health or stability, and if fear accomplishes its goal, then fear is what media will deliver. That fear response triggers our survival mode, which is rooted in the sympathetic nervous system. So what's needed is to trigger the other side, the parasympathetic nervous system, to try to bring us back into balance, back into homeostasis. Now, the media has no interest in this. There is no mainstream market share to be gained by encouraging you to decompress, to exhale, to relax and find your center again. MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN will not help you with this. From a survival perspective, there is no value in homeostasis. From a quality of life perspective, it makes all the difference. Our biology draws attention to what might kill us. This in turn triggers the survival responses that hopefully keep us from dying. And humans have been selectively bred over thousands of years to do well at noticing this and at reacting to these sorts of threats. The nervous gazelle gets to eat lunch. The calm gazelle becomes lunch. Biology does not select for happiness, only survival. I'm going to say that again. Biology does not select for happiness. Biology selects for survival. Instinctive reactions keep us alive, but probably don't keep us happy. So let's drill right down into the heart of the matter. What is it that you can clearly see? Because media wants you to focus on what's far away, because there is so much awfulness in the world. And it can be easily used to trigger those fight, flight, freeze parts, those parts that are biologically incapable of not watching, incapable of turning away. And perhaps we suffer so much because we're staring off into the distance so much. We are suffering from emotional farsightedness. What's up close is no longer seen, and what's far away, no matter how small, if it increases engagement, and has been made clear by the media, for its benefit, not for ours. Perhaps the Buddha and the middle way could become your new optometrist. So most of you have heard some version of the story of the monk being chased through the woods by a tiger, right? It's a pretty famous one. The tiger pursued the monk right up to the edge of a cliff where, looking down, the monk saw another tiger staring up, ready for a meal. So the options were pretty limited. Jump off the cliff and be eaten by what's below, or stay where you are and be eaten by what's in the bushes. The monk chose a third option and climbed partway down, and this is where it becomes interesting. Dangling from bare roots, caught between death above and death below, the monk noticed a strawberry plant also hanging nearby, and it had a nice ripe strawberry on it. You know what's going to happen next, right? Yeah, the monk ate the strawberry and found a moment of joy by focusing on what was close by, right there within arm's reach. The tigers above and below did not stop the monk from enjoying the strawberry. End of story. Go in peace. Not very satisfying, is it? Especially to the media-consuming part of me that wants to keep listening to the horror and tragedy of what's unfolding. That part wants to know, did the monk live or die? And which tiger ate him? And actually, the strawberry eating part of the story is rather boring. Could we stick to the scary, bloody, frightening bits a little bit longer? So I want to help that part of me, and maybe those parts of you, down-regulate just a little bit, and remember another story, the story of the flower sermon. The Buddha was on Vulture Peak in northeastern India, preparing to talk to a large crowd, and they came to hear this esteemed speaker lecture. But instead of addressing the crowd, he held up a flower. Tradition says it was a lotus flower, what we would call a water lily. And tradition says it was freshly plucked, still dripping mud. The Buddha held it up and said nothing. And you, just like the crowd there, fell silent. What do we do now? No speech? What happens next? But slowly, one of the Buddha's longtime students, Mahakasyapa, sitting in the front row, smiled and understood the teaching. And in that wordless transmission of information, Mahakasyapa understood, in order to have a lotus flower, you must also have a muddy pond for it to grow in. No mud, no lotus. The lotus exemplifies purity, beauty, and spiritual awakening. The mud, well, it's sticky, it's gooey, it smells. Something to be avoided. The message was that these two are inextricably linked. Mud and lotus cannot be separated, nor should they be. Do you see the beauty of the flower? And can you also smell the mud from which it arose? Did you see the strawberry or just the tigers? This both and teaching was shared using just eye contact and a flower. No words, no tweets, no Instagram posts, no TED Talks, not even an enlightening Sunday morning sermon. A flower has no need to talk. There was a meeting of minds, a transmission of information. Eye contact was made, heart-to-heart contact took place, the message was delivered, transmission is complete. So, your eye exam results are back, and it seems that you've become a bit emotionally farsighted. What's up close has become fuzzy, but what you can see clearly are the faraway horrors. So the correcting prescription I'm going to write this morning is to balance the faraway media-driven view with the close-up observation of nearby beauty. This might help you to regain some balance and some peace. And I invite you to become an active participant in the process. Offer up-close kindness and gratitude everywhere, to everyone, just because you can. Not with a Facebook post, but directly with your eyes, person to person. And remember, the most important part of this prescription is a little bit of both. Maintain balance, both far vision and near vision. Not just flowers on the kitchen table, but also action on climate change. Not just cozy time with a friend, but also protest marches. Not just gardening in the yard, but also volunteering with your nonprofit. Make the decision to intentionally downregulate. Now and then hold up your hand to media and say, stop. Not now. I've had my fill for the day. No more. It is up to you to find your middle way and create this more peaceful experience, particularly during these difficult times. Don't look outwardly for it. Look inwardly for it. So in a few minutes, we're going to leave this room, and on the way out, you will meet someone who will tell you that they see the kind, generous, peaceful, strong, beautiful, loving being that you truly are. Not with their words, but with their eyes and with a flower. And accept one. Share it if you like, maybe with a vase on your kitchen table, or better yet, with someone who could benefit from a direct transmission of peacefulness, which you are capable of doing. Calmness, equanimity, find it within yourself. Share it with someone else. Silently, eye to eye, heart to heart. And if someone asks, so what's the flower for? You can say, there's no particular reason, just because I thought you might like it. Because when you remember the wisdom of noticing beauty nearby, you will be able to find peace nearby as well. Peace, and may it be so.
Thank you, Erich, for that thoughtful message and perspective and lesson on finding peace. Our Split the Plate program reminds us that generosity can be a powerful force for healing and hope. This month, we share our offering with Milwaukee Rescue Mission. One of the defining aspects of Milwaukee Rescue Mission's work is their holistic approach. They understand that homelessness is not just about housing. It's often connected to challenges like job loss, health concerns, or addiction. Their programs are designed to support the whole person. In addition to providing shelter and meals, they offer recovery support, counseling, and guidance tailored to each individual situation. This integrated care helps people not only stabilize their immediate circumstances, but also begin to heal and grow. By addressing both practical needs and personal challenges, Milwaukee Rescue Mission creates an environment where transformation is possible. It's about more than getting through the day. It's about building a path toward a healthier, more hopeful future. You can support the work of the Milwaukee Rescue Mission by dropping something in the offering basket, or go to the UUCW's website Donate tab and select Split the Plate from the menu provided. Or you can text or mail your donation using the information found here. We thank you most sincerely for your support, and we will now collect the offering.
Thank you, Ruben. I know I have found peace close at hand this morning, thanks to you. Please join me now in the dedication of our offering, which is found in our order of service. To the work of this community, which is to ground ourselves in love and joy and to act for inclusion and justice, we dedicate ourselves and these our offerings. Please now stand as you are willing and able, and let us join together in singing May Peace Reign Over Us, found on the beige insert in your order of service. No? Oh, there we go. Okay. Otherwise, I was going to try my teacher voice, but... Okay, now I'll ask Mark to extinguish our chalice as I read these words by Craig Rowland. As we extinguish this chalice flame, may the warmth of its light remain with us, guiding our steps and our hearts. Let us carry forward the strength of this community, the courage to speak truth, and the hope that transformation is possible. In each breath we take, may we remember that the work of love, justice, and healing is ours to continue, both here and beyond these walls. Go in peace with the light of this gathering to illuminate your way.